right now. We got Bobby Hartman. Go ahead and do your introduction. Tell us who you are, Bobby. Right now, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Bobby Hartman, musician and friend of Mark's. Here to just discuss the happenings of the of the news for the day.
Yeah, what's going on right now? I mean, let's start with right now. Fox News, as you know, they had last night. We had a arsonist. I'm going to say arsonist because this guy was in prison 3 times, got out for good behavior. They let him out. Bill DeFazio, the mayor said it's okay for the guy. It's okay for the guy to light fires and to destroy buildings. It's okay. Then they let him out 4 times. And what does he do the 4th time? He actually burns down the Fox News Christmas tree. How about that, folks?
Yeah, I think the guy's obviously disturbed and shouldn't be free to roam the cities of New York and cause havoc. Fortunately, no one was injured in the attempt.
Like I said, he's an arsonist. We know this for a fact. This guy's done it before. He light fires several times in New York. He has burned down, as you know, Tiffany's in New York too as well. He actually lit the place on fire too as well. Did over $1 million worth of damage. And what do they do about it? They put the guy away for 12 hours. They let him out 12 hours later. I mean, they put him away. They put the guy in jail for 12 hours, hold him there in the detention area, and then let him out for good behavior. How about that, folks?
It's crazy. I tell you, the people that are running New York.
And he did 4 times now.
It's a shame. You have so many liberal cities around the country that are just letting the criminals do whatever they please anytime they want. They're destroying lives of business people and citizens that have worked hard for their what they have, and it's just outrageous
right.
The way that
right. And and you're not gonna believe this. I went to Como 4 News. I went to KTLA News, New York One News. I went to WGN News. I went to KATU up in Portland News. I went also to the news of Las Vegas News as well. I went to Michigan News. I went to also New Hampshire News. I went to I went to the New York Post, the Washington Times. I went to the WGN Chicago News, and Michigan 2 News. Michigan News 2. I also went to down in Albuquerque, New Mexico too as well, and also went to Channel 10. Fox News to Channel 10 and Phoenix last night too as well. And here's the reports are: 30 children. And KTLA News. I mentioned KTLA. Also, the Bay News too as well, and the Bay 7 News. This is up in San Francisco too as well. We have children, okay, 8 younger. The maximum age is 4 years old. Younger than that. These are victims of drive-by shootings. 300 children last night got caught in drive-by shootings last night. That's more than COVID.
Across the country, across the whole country.
Because the whole country. Yes, I just mentioned all the news networks. I mentioned that these are cases of between 30 and 40 children last night in these big cities.
Craziness.
You add it up.
Yeah, I mean
you add everything up, and it adds to 300 children last night got the lives taken away, destroyed lives. And I got it from all these news networks, organizations I just told you about. I put them all together and I did the math, and 300 victims we added up with.
Hey, Roll, shootings are people that died. Mark.
These are drive-by. These are victims of drive-by shootings. Victims of drive-by shootings.
And they all died.
And they all died. Yeah, gone.
Oh my gosh.
All gone. That's more than COVID.
That's horrible.
That's more than COVID, by the way. That's higher than COVID.
It's a shame. That's horrible, horrible news.
You know, you think about
that's a horrible reflection on the country that we're becoming.
Like I said, I add everything up, all the news reports. I did this between 1 and 4 o'clock this morning. I did this. And I put it together and I put it out there at 7 o'clock this morning is what I did. So I only got about 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So I'm doing now. So, I mean, because I have to. I mean, who else is going to do this?
Well, that's just unacceptable, unbelievable. This country is caving.
Yeah, and I got this, and like I said, I got all these reports from these fake news media outlets, put together, collaged it, and put this report out there. No one else has done that yet. Not even the Rush Limbaugh show has done this. I mean, where's Mark? Where's Sean Hannity? I mean, where are these people? They're owned by Disney, by the way. These corporations, they're now owned by Disney, by the way. Are you not aware of this? What's going on?
Yeah, Disney is taking over a lot of those businesses. Sounds like, and running the news business into the ground.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. You know, and we have to tell about it because we are the last line of defense now for this country. We are it. It's a shame. Well, it shouldn't be that way, but you know what? I take the responsibility because I have to do what is right, what is good for this country, what is the best thing that we can do for this country, and what can we do to better ourselves as a nation, United States as a whole. This is what we do here in this network.
Well, it's appreciated, and hopefully some things will change and quickly, because I think what the nation needs is someone to get a president that would put his foot down and stop the violence, pray that the country will come together as a whole and stop the violence, because that's unacceptable, Mark. If children are dying because of drive-by shootings and they can't go out in their neighborhoods, that's just crazy.
You know, from Chicago, like you said, from Chicago, from Michigan, New Mexico.
Well, I heard Lori Lightfoot today pretty much state, and I can't quote because I don't have exactly what she said, but she basically said, the stores,
the retail stores are responsible. Yeah, retail stores are responsible.
They're not taking the precautions.
That's right.
Well, I would like for her to sit down and just take a minute and name what precaution should a store take when 70 or 80 people run in the door and start taking stuff. I mean, are you supposed to have armed guards at the front door that'll scare them away? Or just exactly, Lori Lightfoot, could you give us some insight on what a store is supposed to do to prepare for an event like that?
Right.
I'm curious as to what.
I have a question I have another question for Mrs. Left Foot Right Foot. By the way, that's what I call her, Mrs. Left Foot Right Foot. Do you want a Viking with a sword out front? Do you want that? That's a good question. I mean, we do have Scandinavian people who actually were in the Viking era, the ancestors of Vikings. Do you want a Viking with a sword? I'm asking this for Lori Lightfoot. I'm just asking a question. I'm not telling her you should do this. I'm just asking a question. Is this what you want?
Well, I would like to hear her comment on what precautions she thinks the retail stores are supposed to take when they have an event where 80 people rush in,
right,
and steal everything off the shelves they can grab. What precautions are they supposed to take You know, maybe like I was in Germany, and you don't rob banks in Germany.
No.
Because I was in Germany, and when you walk up to the bank, there's about a 4-inch glass
right
between you and the teller.
Right.
And you walk in a door that if you would, I'm assuming this would happen, but if you would try to rob the bank, it would lock behind you, and you'd be in this chamber where they're just going to come in and take you away.
Right.
And if you got a gun and you don't drop it, they'll probably just shoot you.
Right.
You know, so I guess is that how the retail stores are supposed to set up their displays so they can lock people in case they get out of hand or out of control? I don't know. I just can't imagine someone being as ignorant as she is, obviously, on how to protect the store against something like this to happen.
Right.
Maybe I'm the ignorant one because I have no idea what a retail center is supposed to do to protect themselves against bandits like that.
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
It
Where
is.
we live in right now, Mark, is crazy.
I know. The time we're living in, I have never seen it before. I mean, I have never seen it this bad ever in my lifetime. I've never seen it this bad. I mean, I haven't. I just.
Well, it's Barack Obama started setting up things that, if you listen to his words and the things that he said when he was president, that would make some of this happen.
Right.
And you know, he didn't hold the criminals accountable for the things they destroyed or did. He would call the police stupid. You know, they did stupid stuff. And that type of language, when you're talking about the police, is, you know, that's not proper. That's not what you should do to lead a country. And I blame him for some of this stuff that's going on because of the language and the way he treated the police when he was president.
Right, and I want to let you know this too as well. I'm going to say this again. If I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it again. The folks, we're going to have another Benghazi if we're not careful, because the embassy, the ambassador of the Ukraine, Kristina, Kvien, is asking for help, just like Christopher Stevens, who actually was, you know, and Benghazi, same thing happened. Now we got the same thing going on in Ukraine now. The ambassador in Ukraine is asking for help to get her out of there, just like Christopher Stevens and Benghazi. We're going to have another Benghazi if we don't do something about this. And who's to blame on this? Well, you can blame. Well, it's going to be blamed on a YouTube video. It'll be blamed on the fake news media. It's going to be blamed on. Also, don't forget, there's going to be blame on John Kerry. They're going to be blaming Susan Rice for this. They're going to blame it on you know, these political hacks in Washington. They're going to blame everybody except for Kathleen.
Joe Biden.
Joe, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. And Kamala Harris. There you go. They won't be blamed, folks. They will not be blamed for it. I guarantee you that. They're going to put the blame on Susan Rice, John Kerry, or any of these or any of these clowns in the White House. They're going to be blaming anybody like John Kerry. All of them. They're going to be blaming everybody else except for who is responsible. It was Let's Go Brandon and Kamala Harris. There you go. They won't take the fall for it. They will not take the fall.
Well, you know, anybody that's paying attention should know that who to blame.
Yep.
If you're paying attention, you know, the president had a meeting with Putin yesterday, and of course we don't know what exactly went on behind closed doors. But from the little...
Well, he's going to invade. He wants to invade. Well, as you know, Putin wants to invade the Ukraine. He wants to take over And right now, the biggest threat, Lindsey Graham's got it correct. I don't agree with Lindsey Graham a lot of times, but he's correct. The biggest threat right now is Syria and Iran right now with nuclear weapon capability.
Well, yeah, and we should be. We should have never gave them money, and
and our equipment either.
Because
When we
they're
left
just
in that,
using that money to build a bomb.
and we left that equipment for them. They had a lot of material. They left the helicopters, left their planes, they left all that equipment. They got a lot of stuff now. They got everything, and all wrapped in boxes, all ready to go. I mean, it was not even used. It was not even used at all. It was still stuff that was still tightly sealed.
Well, it's a shame what we did in Afghanistan, and we let the country down. We let the countrymen down that were there. We let the people down there that helped us.
We left our troops behind.
Obviously, the people and we left a lot of equipment there for people to use at their discretion. It's insane exactly what happened there. But how can and we're saying we're going to protect the people of Ukraine and their interests? I don't think so.
Right.
Those people can't be taken as serious. Yeah. Nobody can take us serious at this point when you got an administration that is inept, and unable to control anything that's going on.
Yeah. It's a shame. They don't know. They don't realize the danger they're doing to this country. And
you know what, Mark? I got a question.
Go ahead.
That statement, because I'm wondering if they do know. Because I said when Barack Obama was president that his mission or his presidency was to degrade America and to bring us down a few notches. Because he didn't think we needed to be a superpower. And his vice president, who's president now, apparently embraced that same theory, but he's not so vocal in saying it, but he's doing it. He's doing it. He's bringing us down. Our military is down. Our defenses are down. He's using up oil from the strategic oil reserve to bring down gas prices, which was something the Democrats did years ago. When Trump left office, we were oil independent. We weren't dependent on anybody, any country. And he's shutting down pipelines. He's not giving out leases, and he's not doing a lot of things that, quite honestly, Mark, has degraded our country. And he needs to be. We need to find another way. We need to get something going on that's going to get him out of office. Everybody was talking about his mental abilities. Well, he's not really running the country, I don't believe. I don't think he has the mental capability of running the country, but the people that are advising him are taking us down, and they're mostly Barack Obama administrators that were in there under his administration.
Yeah, and the question is, who appointed him there? Because during the campaign, here's a good question. He was, as you know, Joe Biden was in his bunker the whole entire time. So who was doing all the back work? Who was doing all this illegal fraudness is going on? I mean, if you go up high enough, who does that? I mean, is it Hillary Clinton Foundation? Is it the Obama regime? Is it Nancy Do Nothing Pelosi? I mean, I don't put anything past these people at all. I don't put anything past these people whatsoever. I mean, you're dealing with the evil darkness of this evil empire right now. That's what we have here in this country. The darkness, evil empire of this country. This is biblical. I'm making it biblical times and in a biblical way, trying to make sense of what's really going on over here. And I'm just asking the question, who did this? Why did they do this? And what's the reason why they put us in this position where the police department don't want to work? I mean, here's the thing. If you call 911 in Portland, the police said, you're on your own. We cannot help you. You are on your own. So,
they said if it was only in a life-threatening situation.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. And
well, you know what? There's other situations the police need to be involved in.
right.
And if they're not going to police the community like they're supposed to,
they can't.
And,
they can't. It's not their fault. They're short-handed. They're skeleton crew.
Well,
They don't blame the police. Don't blame the police for this. They blame the administrators for doing. They blame the city council for doing it. You blame the mayor. It all goes back to the leadership, false leadership, I should say.
Well, the leadership was voted into power by citizens of the county and state,
city,
and cities and what have you. What needs to happen is the people that live in these towns, they either need to leave or get a hold of the powers that be and say, no, this isn't how we're going to live. And you either straighten this out or get the hell out of office. You know, I mean, there's only a couple ways that you can handle a situation like that.
I can tell you one situation they can do.